Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Prodigy today, and before I say anything, just look at this picture. Just look at this picture real quick. That right there, guys, was my 8th grade picture, so I was literally a baby back then. But today's video is gonna be like a high school story time, just some funny stories back then when I was in high school. But if you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, I appreciate it, guys. Like if you enjoyed this baby picture I just showed you. Let's get right into it. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Prodigy today, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about some high school stories. Now, before I was going to bed, I saw my old yearbook from like 9th, 10th grade, and it's had me thinking about some old times I had back then, and like just how different I was from back then until now. So like in high school, you guys know all about the detention and the expulsion. I never got expelled, first of all, but I used to be the person that was so scared to like get in trouble at school. Like I would, oh god, like I would never say anything like that would even get me like a warning. Like I would always like be the person to say, yeah, we stop talking, guys, we're gonna get in trouble. Like I was so different, I was so weird. Like I was so shy to talk to. Like I would talk to like my friends, but when it came to like talking to like a group of people like in front of the class, dude, I was just a freak. I don't even know what was going on. Like I'm just so different from then till now. It's crazy how like a couple of years and like maturing can change someone. Because if you met me like in 2011, 2012, and then you met me now, 2016, you would think I was two different people. Like I think part of it was just because of, you know, getting older, and you know, in college you have to take public speaking and all that stuff, and you have to do more like open like speeches and talk to people. Like it was just so different. Like I'm glad I'm out of that phase now, because I swear if I was still in it, like when I make these videos, like you would think there was something wrong with me. Like I was, like think about it, I never wanted to get in trouble. Whenever I would get in trouble, I'd like try to get out of it. I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. I wouldn't be like a bitch about it, but I'd be really scared to get like, you know, to the principal's office and stuff like that. But you know, I wouldn't like fucking like beg and cry. That would be a little absurd in my eyes. You gonna die? Well, I could have had a sick feed. But it's just so funny to me. And like, also, I used to like be really obsessed with sports. And like when I first started like in 9th, 10th grade, I would always go to like the weight room and like lift with like the varsity team. I was on JV for football, but on track I was like the best on the team. But for football, I'd always like lift with the varsity players. As you know, back when you're first starting in high school, in sports, you know you want to start, you want to be the best on the team. But then like after a year, like we were like the smallest school. Like in Washington, the way schools are divided are like 1A, 2A, and then it goes to B, then it goes to C, then D. It's kind of like how, you know, college is like D1, D2, all that stuff. We were like the smallest school. And we would act like, the coaches would literally act like we were in the NFL. Like we would practice so hard. Like we were a good team, but we would practice way harder than we should have. Like there's only 8 teams in our division, and we would literally practice like we were playing in a damn Pro Bowl. Like it was ridiculous. Like it was so funny to me how hard we practiced and how like big we actually thought we were. Like we had won like championship in football in like the past 15 years, and like these bigger, better teams like winning championships back to back. We'd make it to like the playoffs every year, but we were still so small. It was ridiculous. And like whenever I would like go to practice, I'd like, I don't even know what it was, dude. I was just weird back then. I can't even like describe it. It was so different. But then in track, I was the best on the team. I didn't really practice that hard because like I hated running, but I was really fast. And like I know you had to like build up your endurance, and like we would do the sprints and we'd do the long distance, and I hated doing the long distance because I would get so tired. I can only run, like back then I could only run a certain time before I got really tired. Now I don't even know how long I can run because I haven't ran in so long. I probably can't run like 2 feet without like passing out. But we're gonna play another game, so sit tight. See you guys in a second. Alright guys, so we joined in the same damn game at the same damn time. And I'm using the KN now, the silenced weapon. You know this gun is the best by far. Like look at that, it just destroys. It's way better than the unsilenced weapon for some strange reason. But I was saying, like back in high school, it was so different. Like I was a totally different person. And like talking about sports and like school not wanting to get in trouble, it's so funny to me because like when I got like in 11th grade, like 10th, 11th, that's when I stopped playing like sports, you know, like football, where like all my friends usually were. And you know, people that stopped playing sports, I started hanging out with them. I started being friends with them more than people that, you know, I went to the weight room every day with and, you know, went to practice with. And I wouldn't say like these were like the bad kids, but they were like the kids like people thought were bad. And I remember like after I stopped playing sports, because like sports, if you got in trouble in school, you couldn't play a game, or like you got probation or something like that. It was weird. Especially if grades. If you had bad grades, you would go on academic probation, and you couldn't play sports for that week or 2 weeks. But I remember after I finished playing football, dude, I did not give a fuck, dude. Like, I would come to class late. I don't know what it was. I just got tired of, like, you know, following the rules of the school. Because I hated the school in the first place. Because it was so fake. Like, it was a Christian school. The first high school I went to was a Christian school. But nothing about it was Christian. Like, of course we had our Bible class. And we would, you know, have chapel and church, like, every Tuesday, every Monday. But, dude, the way that it was, like, set up, like, the teachers were just assholes. The students were rich pricks that thought they knew everything. And the principal was some like cult leader, dude. Like if you met him and you're not like the social standard of like the school, like oh my god, you would think you were like doing some devil worship or something. I don't know what was going on, but it sucked. Like I'm telling you guys, that school was beyond me of how they acted. Like that was no Christian school in what way or form. I'm not like talking shit about it, but it was just a terrible school. Like I don't know how people could like it, to be honest with you. Cause I hated it. Like, where are these people at, bro? Right over his head. Of course, I fucking suck at this thing now. But if you guys haven't noticed, I'm not using my regular Spectre. I'm starting to go for the hero camo again. I decided not to pick up back with the gravity spike guy or the nomad. I just skipped around, so I'm using the outrider now. I actually like the Sparrow. I'm not the best at it, but I still do. I do some work sometimes, but I really like it. I feel like I'm Oliver Queen from Arrow. If you guys watch that show, the best show on the whole television network besides maybe Flash. But I swear, guys, since like 2013, 14-ish, I swear TV has died. Like, there's no good shows on TV anymore besides like maybe 5, like maybe like a handful or 2. Like there used to be everything, but now there is nothing. I swear there's no good TV shows. Like it's all like reality TV, like Bad Girls Club of Atlanta, Real Good Housewives. If you guys seen the Real Husbands of Hollywood of Kevin Hart, that's a pretty good show. It's like a parody of all those Real Housewives shows. It's really fun. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it was so funny. But back on subject of high school and like how I was different and stuff. Like I didn't care about getting in trouble. Like I'd be late to class. I barely did like anything that was required. I remember one time, this was how dumb school was. You'd have to, for graduation, This had nothing to do with like classes. Thank God I got out of the school and went to college before then. But there was like this rule where it might be for your high school too, I don't know, but you had to do like 20 hours of community service. You had to do some 10-minute speech, and you also had to like make a portfolio, everything you learned in your whole high school career. And if you didn't do it, you didn't graduate, which was absolutely absurd, because all the hard work you put in, all the projects and stuff throughout the 4 years, none of that would matter if you didn't do the stupid project. And so I'm so glad I got out of it. But that's besides the point anyway. So when I found out about that, I went straight to college. I took the test, I passed it, because I did not want to be a part of that anymore. But I remember like in, I think it was 9th grade Bible, there was this project that we had to do. That was like 10 hours of community service, I think. Then we had to do some 5-page essay. Like, I was trying out the community service. I could have done the community service easily in literally a weekend. But the fact that we had to do an essay and like do a speech on it, I didn't want to do it. So I forged my dad's signature. And this is how dumb I was back then. I forged my dad's signature, but instead of like doing it once, because I know how to do it. Like, I don't know how to do it now. I didn't care after that. But like back then I knew how to do it. But for some reason, the first time I didn't like it or something. So I erased it, which was the first stupid ass move. I erased it. I erased it again, so total I erased it twice. And I wrote over it in pen. I wrote it with pencil the first time, so I already knew I fucked up. But of course I still turned it in. And so, of course I got in trouble. And that was probably the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing I ever did in my life. Maybe one of them. That was probably not the dumbest thing. But in school, definitely, that was probably the dumbest thing. But just thinking about it, guys, like how weird I was. I wouldn't want to like, talk in public. I wouldn't like, you know, go up in front of the classes. Like now I have no problem with it. I don't really care anymore. Like I progressed so much back then till now. Like not even in like the gaming side of it. Like just in like my personal aspects and like life and growing. Oh, there's only one person on the team. What the hell? Like just growing as a person. I changed so much. Like I'm really glad I did, because if I still was like that back then now, I would be a totally different person. Like you probably think I was a straight freak, dude. I'm not even joking you. But now I'm a swell guy. At least I'd like to think so. Alright guys, so there's only one person on the team that whole last half of the game. So I decided to just cut that out. But basically, I was so different back then. I was quiet, I was shy, I was awkward. You can see in my videos, like back my reaction videos, how weird I was. But I'm so glad I changed, and I'm a better person, not like just in gaming, but in like my personal life and aspects. But if you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Really help the channel grow, guys. I appreciate it. See you guys in the live stream later on today. Peace out, guys.